My name is Jillian, and this is Jillian Camps, Arizona, and today we're talking about solar products. Well, there's a lot of solar products out there in the market, so the real question is, what should you be using solar power for? I mean, the obvious answer is for lights, right? Here's some solar fairy lights, and here's for my lamp. But there's some other things too that you can use it for. Like here's a solar charger. It's just a plain USB output I should say. So you can just lay this on the ground, have the solar power, and then plug in whatever you like into the USB and have it charge all day. So it's pretty nice to have these different options, and especially when you get plenty of sun, like in Arizona, or if you're in a sunshine state, you know, like Texas, then you can use all these products. So the real question is, which one should you get first if you have money and time? The first thing I'd highly recommend getting is something like this. This is a memory bank. So it's not a memory bank, sorry. This is a power bank. It's 15,000 milliamp per hour, and it's got 2 USB ports. I've already done a review on this, but this has been so helpful. It's even got a little carabiner. You can clip to your pack, you can carry this around with you. And as we all know, the first rule of solar power is do not fully drain the battery, because solar power requires even minimum battery. It requires a little bit of battery in order to continue charging via solar. Otherwise, if your battery is fully drained, it cannot charge. And I'm not quite sure how that works, but that is the first rule of solar power. So if you fully drain any of these batteries, then it cannot charge unless you plug it in. So the first rule of solar power is do not overuse it, and be sure to charge it either daily, or, you know, if you're using it less amount of time, charge it weekly, something like that. So, or you have to charge it via USB if it runs completely out of battery. So that's the only thing. So I've had this happen one time actually. I learned this the hard way when I was up in the Grand Canyon. I had this out on my car, I swear. It was for 2 solid days, and it did not charge, and I was so annoyed because we were at a place where there was no electricity. So it was really crazy to not be able to use this at a very important time when I was hiking and camping and whatnot. So just be sure, do not run the battery fully down. Otherwise you have to charge it via the USB before you can charge it via solar. So luckily I've been using solar this whole time, so it's just been laying out in the sun this whole day, so it is fully charged again. It charges slow. These charge slow, but if you leave it out in the sun all day, then it'll be fully charged by the time you get back to your campsite. Now something like this does not require, there's no battery in here, right? It's just the solar panels. So there's actually, I don't know if you can see this, but there's actually a red and green light. So if you have trouble, like me, and you can't remember to not fully charge it, fully drain it, then you have to be sure to get something like this, where there's just a whole bunch of solar panels, and you just lay them out and it'll charge whatever you have, but it's on-demand power. So it's not going to store the power like this. If you lay it out, it'll store the power up. No, this is, you literally have to carry bugs. You literally have to carry this around, maybe strap this to your pack or something, and then you can just use the USB, but it's only going to work if it's in the sun, right? Because there's nothing to store the energy in here. So this is just a 14 watt. I know it looks large and intimidating, but I got this about 5 years ago for 50 bucks, and it's a 14 watt solar panel charger. So, and I've seen the new ones, and they only have 3 panels, and it's 36 watts. So the solar power has come a long way, even in, say, like 5 years. So the next thing I'd recommend spending money on, if you have time, money, and whatnot, is a solar powered lamp. And again, the same thing applies here, right? You don't want to run out the battery fully, because otherwise you're going to have to charge it via USB if you want to charge it. So just be sure to, like, I leave this out in the sun. I'm leaving this out in the sun right now, and I was just checking the only problem is you can't check the power of it. So I just leave it out in the sun the entire time to charge during the day, and then I'll be able to use this at night when it's, you know, ready to go and whatnot. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of go through some of the solar things, and if you're in the market for solar items, then there's a bunch of options out there to buy or whatnot. So I'd recommend just getting some type of lamp that you can use, especially while hiking, that doesn't require a lot of batteries. Or, you know, something like this on demand if you can't remember to not fully drain it. Or if you remember to not fully drain it, then get something like this, like a power bank that has a solar panel, and that way it'll charge and you'll have power for days on end. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like this video if you like this content and you want to see more like it. Also, if you're not currently following me and you want to follow me around, feel free to hit that subscribe button below. Or you can like my page on Facebook. That's at Jillian Camps Arizona. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.